Hi, my name is Derek Conyer. This is the Odyssey of Derek Conyer, up close and personal. Uh, where do I start? The pandemic versus is the subject. The awakening of the sleeping giant. Even as we speak right now in Sweden, they're on the streets marching. Simultaneously, I feel very, very moved by the participation of our counterparts who are just as human. So when we say Black Lives Matter, some of it gets misconstrued as that we are trying to elevate ourselves in some type of way. This was one of the, I say excuses, but maybe not excuse. Maybe this is just a way people seen it. When you have a different type of lifestyle, you can't relate to certain scenarios. So what I believe has happened is that this has created empathy and compassion across the globe. So for me, I'm ecstatic because I think when people are aware of what's going on, see, awareness is a very, very serious thing. And sadly, somebody had to die for everybody to be aware. But this has been occurring for a while. But this was tragic. And the timing of everything is also for grabs. So I got mixed feelings about things, to be honest with you, man. Can we talk? I just want to sit down and have some tea with you and a little conversation and see what you feel. Wish I could have you guys talk back to me, but you know what? It's just, hey, I'm just gonna flip it off the head and just tell you how I feel. And if you feel like you want to add something to my wall, and I can deal with that next week and some of the rebuttals or whatever, yeah. But anyway, here's my take on it. Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Yes, we know that. But the fact is, me as a black man, I'm hunted. This is maybe new information. And when you say hunted, you say, oh, that's an exaggeration. No, look at the numbers. Look at what's happening around the globe, and how cops or people, because it starts with society. If the cops can do it, it becomes legal. It becomes not only legal, but America has so much power in the earth right now, earth realm, till that everybody begin to see us as a problem, some situation. And I can see when the temperature changes, maybe you, I'm not asking you to do you, I'm just telling you what I feel. The temperature has been changing all throughout the years. And to be honest with you, I think hate is dying. The young kids are coming together, they're mixing and blending. You just got some of these old cooter browns who just won't let it go, and they try to influence the new generation. That's what it is. So hate is on life support and dying. And now that we're aware of what's going on, now that you're aware, not me, now that you're aware, do something about it. Don't just sit around talk about it. So this just be a situation everybody's, into the movement, and it fizzles out and nothing else occurs with it. I think it should be implemented in the curriculum. I think it should be awareness of Black history, where we all come from. Black history is human history. Why don't we learn about different type of things that occurred on Earth? The pandemic scares me still. I want to go cut to that. So it's pandemic versus Black Lives Matter. A part of me, a suspicious part of me, believe this is all coordinated. Um, if the virus is, for some reason, it's hitting Black people more so, killing more Black people, just like they're killing them in the streets, decreasing the numbers. There's many logistics to that, I'm sure, because maybe they're working in a service and that's the job they can afford. Still, that trickles down to racism and the systemic racism in the system. Nevertheless, my point is that just a little while ago, we were told to stay in the house. Just a little while ago, they said, while people were dying, we should open the churches because black folks go to church. Um, One guy said on the net, now it really made me reflect because I had the same feelings. Well, if they're not going to church and they're marching in the streets, what's the difference? I'll tell you what the difference is. We had a leader named Martin Luther King who was about God. If we don't do this the right way, this is not going to have the right outcome for me. I still have suspicious feelings that maybe, just maybe, this is all choreographed and to take down some numbers. So please, in order to counter that, wear your mask. Be careful. Don't let anger drive you. Okay, it's good to be angry, but even God said, don't let the sun go down on your anger. So anger is okay to be angry, but we've got to learn to forgive. Where do we start now? What position are we in now that the world is aware? Let's just say for a moment, let's just talk about the sleeping giant. I believe personally that atrocities like this bring us together as a people, black folks. This is what I believe. It took Donald Trump or anybody else or whatever's been going on to push us to the edge, to finally we start looking at each other from another perspective. Of course, I know we've been hit upside the head. I get that part. I really do. But for me, let's suppose that they don't change. Nothing changes. It's still the same. Because it's going to take us a while to really implement and people change people's hearts or for some of those old folks to die off. So let's say that doesn't happen, doesn't change instantly. We can't sit here and riot in the streets. That's not cool, by the way. That's not cool. I don't believe we should be doing that. I believe it should be organized. But when people are angry and frustrated, sometimes it takes this to get people's attention. Nevertheless, let's talk about the sleeping giant. If things don't change, it's up to me and you, brother, me and you, sister, to form our own allegiance and start spending money with our own people, doing for us. You can't beg white folks to do something for us that we could do for ourselves. Of course, not black, white, green, whatever. But we have to start somewhere because we're being hunted. And you say, no, it's all lives matter. No, 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 no. I'm talking to my people right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying that we have to start spending money together. We got to stop all this foolishness. We have to come. You know what really impressed me about Martin Luther King is that he reeked of class. And he made us proud. He was sophisticated. I don't know what's happening. The demographics have changed. The hunt has changed. But we're still lions. And so I believe this is maybe the signal we need to wake us up and start, first of all, stop killing each other. Start trusting each other. Start working with each other. Start thinking black first. That's what we need to do because nobody else is doing it. If we don't do it and they see us killing each other, then it's open season for them to kill us. This is how I see it. Call me what you want to. I'm just keeping it real how I see it. So I welcome all of this. And I really, sometime I remember last week I talked about how much music came out of this whole thing. Back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, of course, Marvin Gaye, what's going on, still hasn't changed. Music is music. It's pain. But we want real substance and real change. And I know sometimes God uses scenarios like this to create diamonds. A scenario like this to wake up the sleeping giant in you and I. There shouldn't be nothing we shouldn't do or want to do for each other as a people. But I'm going to tell you, I don't see that. I haven't seen that. I just seen hate and competition. First of all, from my own people. Yeah, we're all part of the human race, gay, straight, green, orange. That's all great. Okay, so when somebody's going down, when do we apply this all lives matter? When did it stop to become you didn't even give a shit about what was going on because it's not in your life? It's not in your life, and not in your world. But for us as a people, this can have great repercussions, your awareness. And sometimes it takes that. And if they can steal our freedom and continue to keep, everybody knows about the prison system. They didn't free the slaves, they just reformed this whole system. You know it and I know it. So all the information is out there. So let's get busy trying to fix this. Fix what? How do we fix it? It's going to take you and I to stop saying, oh, that's a black thing, or that's a white thing, or that's a Chinese thing. Let's go about it like God sees it. Let's go there. Okay, I want to go there. I want to go there. Let's go there. God sees us as one people, the human race. This is what it's about for me. So if it's about the human race, then why do we have to make these these little small nuances that if life and death is in the power of the tongue, why do we have to say, oh, that's a black thing, or that's a white thing, or that's a Chinese thing? They do. Why can't we just come together and denounce all of this race stuff and come as a one unit? You do me wrong, somebody stand up for me. I do you wrong, somebody stand up for them. I got a friend named Matt. Man, we hang out. And I remember going to America, and I was worried when we drove to America how it would be perceived. Because I very rarely saw black and white hanging out. Not anymore. It just, I don't know what happened. It's just not in now, but I bet things have changed now. Because of your compassion, because of your empathy, things begin to change. Don't just stand there and join the march because it's popular. Do something. Make some noise. Since you're the only one getting hurt. Make some noise. I see today I just turned the computer off just now, and I saw the march, and I saw the march in Sweden, and I saw it in Germany, and I saw it in Paris, and I saw it all over the globe. It means a lot to me, but as long as we stay safe, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, right? So let's try to stay safe, keep ourselves safe. This is very important, right? I'm sure you agree with that, huh? Take a little sip with me. You got your tea? Get a little sip. So, with that being said, I think it's time to um, invest in ourselves. You can't actually, for me, you can't expect a people to respect you if you don't respect your own kind. With that being said, hey, let's keep it 100. So when I say that it's time now and enough is enough, it is enough. It's enough for folks turning their back on what's going on to us. It's enough of us being murdered in the streets. It's time to do a reform, not only in America, but a reform around the globe. Because either we gonna lose, and it becomes a civil war, or who knows, we're being baited. Looks like to me we're being baited. And like typical animals, we acting like animals, but they treat us like animals. So I mean, it's all relative, man. So for me, I'm so thankful that I was able to um, have some perspective on this scenario. It took a few days. I've been chewing on a few things and trying to figure out what's going on really here. And I also weighed it up with the Bible. It said that it would be like this. So the conflict is just beginning. And the sleeping giant is now awoke. See, I think it's a big difference between sleep, awoke, and woke. Awaken and awoke. Woke. Sleep, awaken, and woke. Massive distance. Now that you're awoke, do something about it. Don't just let this fizzle down, because everybody's experienced racism except white folks. I don't know, maybe you have, because I think some white folks have experienced that. You go to a white neighborhood, you don't feel comfortable. We should feel comfortable dealing with each other. Because what's interesting about it is we all laugh, we all cry, we all love our family, we all love to get together, we all love to love. That's the things that we have in common. So how can you not see my pain? And how come I can't see yours? There's got to be a blockage. That goes about with, like I said last week, the spirit of, what was it? The spirit of offense. If we can keep each other offended and not comparing notes about how simple and how great life is and how good God is, what do we have? I think we've all seen enough. It's time to come together as a people, white, black, and I'm seeing it on TV. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful. There's some forces at hand that don't want to see us coming together. You see that too. But there should be nothing that stops me and you, brother and sister, from getting together. By the way, I want to thank Sweden in general for putting things together and representing and standing firm on Black Lives Matter in Sweden. I was involved in something yesterday, and in fact, we're planning on something quite interesting, something unique. So stay tuned. We're going to continue to protest, but in a peaceful way, because I think the most peaceful way is to educate what's being happening. I remember, I'll say this and I'll just close it up. I remember I saw a movie called A Time to Kill with Samuel Jackson. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It was quite interesting because the lawyer was white, and the lawyer's job was to get the black dude, because they raped his daughter. 3 guys raped his daughter, and he killed them. And the scenario really, really changed at the end of the movie when he had everybody close their eyes. And he told how this thing happened, how they peed on her, how they beat on her, and how they did all this and all these atrocity things. And everybody had their head down, right? Including the jury. And he kicked this in at the end. He said, just imagine if they were white. Whoa. And how that hit everybody. And how it was so relevant and so deep and so, it was just amazing. This is what's happening now. You now starting to feel our pain. You now just starting to see what's going on because you have a mama. And that man screamed for his mama. And that hurt me. That hurt everybody around the world to hear that man gasping and screaming. But there's some evil people out here still trying to keep that bullshit hate going. I swear hate's on a resuscitator. They're dying even as we speak because of we getting together. Let's continue to do that, but let's continue to do it peacefully. Let's continue to do it with our mind by staying safe. We're still up under a pandemic. Although we're God's chosen people, I still believe that. We've got to be wise. We've got to think. We've got to think and not just act. We've got to think. Well, my name is Derek Conyer. I don't want to waste any more of your time. This is the Odyssey of Derek Conyer, up close and personal. My voyage, journey, and many turns of fortune. May God bless you in any endeavor you take upon. If anybody hasn't said it today, I'm saying it. I love you. And I'll see you next Wednesday, huh? Be good. Sometimes you feel tough, but still above ground. Don't take your
struggle continues. Life is short and death is on the menu. With my last breath, I hope my words could bend you in the right direction and bring you protection like a bulletproof vest. When I spit the truth, I face the east with my back to the west. God made the plans, can I pass the test? And yo, I sharpen the pencils when I deal with my stress. I open the window and the world is a mess. People dying overseas, they're worrying about a breast. Me, I'ma pick up my chest and get paid too. Cause I'm hungry like the country next to Turkey. Dinner time, the whole world deserted me. Hip hop is getting very scary. The best rappers are found in the cemetery. That's why they tryna bury me alive.
They tried to bury me alive. They tried to bury me alive.
But you see, I survive like the black boxes and plane crashes. I face life like a mustache. I ride the train with a bus pass. I ain't trying to complain cause I'm still above ground.
They don't know.
They don't know what we've been through, yeah.
Life sometimes real tough.
Real tough sometimes.
Can't take your life for granted. Take a good look around. People dying everywhere. Buildings falling down. I wanna drop to my knees and thank you, Lord. Still above ground. No matter what you've been through. Yeah, we let you around. It's more precious when you're still above
when you're still above ground.
You can catch me between a bass line or snare. I spit a rhyme in my hand, throw it in the air, watch it float like a parachute. Yo, protect your throat. Brothers don't want beef, they want caribou. Player haters, I ain't mad at you. I hate myself too. I wish it was something that I could do for you, but can't help it. See, got more moves than Rubik's Cube. Went from a Rick Rock to a Rick Rule. My new name should be Sick Dude, and walk the streets with a hoodie and a pistol. Foaming at the mouth, out for a fist full of dollars. 3 strikes you out. George Bush got you by the collar. It's like walking on glass. That's a hard act to follow. Holla, yo, the street is raw. We've been doing this since '84. So there's nothing you can play us for. Before a brother was called dog, I was like, what up, baby? Ball 25 cents, you a superstar up in this candy store. I know it's hard for you to understand, but you could break dance, be poor. I'ma take a stance, be man. You could giggle and laugh, but if you eat up my money, I'ma make you cough up this cash.
That's for real, yo.